Good afternoon and welcome to today's session. And as you will see in the title that I've shared with us, by the way, if you notice, I'm using a new kind of setup today. So I'll be needing you to let me know if you notice any glitches, any difference, especially if I'm in terminal. Please buzz me, notify me. You can even unmute and speak so that I don't go too far ahead and then people are not maybe hearing me or seeing what I'm doing, or if there is background noise, because I'm not so certain if I've done the configuration correctly. So today's agenda is on analysis of the Nigerian financial markets, and the focus is more on tools and concepts. So if in case maybe you're interested in what stocks to buy and the rest, well, unfortunately, that's not the aim. If you ask it as a question, I can give you my opinion, but the main aim of this session is to show you the tools that are there. Most of those tools are built by us, some are not built by us, and so that if you are someone like me who follows actively the market, then you will not have to hunt around for too much information and more. And hopefully, maybe there will be something that you've always wanted to keep track of, that you'll find out that there's actually a tool for it. There's this funny thing about us in Nigeria, the fact that it's easier for me here in Nigeria to get data of US, to get data of European countries, and then to get data of our own Nigerian market. It becomes, very funny. You'll be seeing US and European people being the ones sharing our own information. So let's get started so that I don't take too much time on top of the one for the setup. So what I have is, I don't want to use slide. I have a slide, but that slide is not going to be important. It's more of this session is supposed to be more of a very practical and me sharing the tools. So I'm going to be using the chat box to share the tools as we go one by one into them all. So number one tool that I use a lot, and I will show you where you can get some of the information that are already housed in the tool, but then I need to give credit to mention that tool first. These are amazing trading economics. I hope you see my screen. I hope you see the news page I'm on. So I'm going to share the, okay, great. I'm going to share it as it is. Trading economics. So that's my tool number one. If you go here, they do this very, very amazing job of keeping track of our financial market data. And what do I mean by our financial market data? If you look at this, let me see if I can zoom. Okay, great. You will see there is overview, right? And then it's broken into categories. So there's markets, I'm going to take you through the main aspects are on these, let me see if I can call up my annotation. Great. You see here, right? This is where you will see most of the sections, the different sections, right? And also too, you see them here, but always you will see them on that right side. So that's the part I kind of go to most of the time because I always see those sections there. So now let's start with one by one, right? So let's start with, I don't want to use what you are seeing here because this is an overview, right? So let's go at it from markets. If I go to markets and I go to currency, I'm going to see, by the way, let me post it. So in case someone else wants to, let me just post it. So I've posted it in the chat box. Great. So if I go to currency, unfortunately, you're not going to see our parallel market. So for parallel market, we all know about KFX, but I'm going to show you another tool. So currency, like I said, this is not going to be useful because our market, this is tracking actually CBN1, right? And then now you see why I said I don't like to use the one at the top. You'll notice that it has changed, right? Right, this has changed. Whereas if I go here on the right side, I'll still keep seeing them. So that's why I was mentioning that just zero your mind on you using the one on the right. Okay, so I'm going to go to another one, currency, government bonds. Okay. So with this government bond, you're going to see they track the 10-year bond, okay, which makes sense anyway, if you ask me. Nigeria, we do the ones I see government advertise in the long-term bonds, 15-year, 10-year, and 30 years. Okay, so I think the 10-year one gets more action than the other two. Then the one that gets the most action is the treasury bills, the short-term ones, the 90 days, 180 days, 360 days. But then for the bonds one, it's the 10 years that get the most action. So this gives you an idea of what the current yield is. And you can also see the history. So if I go to all, you will see as far back as they've been tracking. And then at least it helps you to see trends, right? For me, actually, there's an upward trend. So right now, I'm beginning to want to put money back in the money market, because actually the money market is even rising now. It's rising steeper than the long-term bonds. So by the way, so that I don't just keep mentioning what you could search here. So let me go to the next two. At least you get the idea. You can go here and see GDP. You can go here, you see things about the labor market. You go here, you see things about the inflation. You go here, you see things about I don't know where they get the sources of this one from. So I can't really say. I never really bothered about that one. But the money, money supply is some big deal. Even though we all know that it can be, our government is not very good, relevant trustworthy at reporting true figures. But then I focus more on the trend than the actual amount. So yeah, I use this money supply to understand if it helps you to understand if the liquidity system is tightening up, right? Or it's expanding. So it can help you have a good idea of what will happen to some things like inflation, interest rates, ease of getting loans. All those things kind of tie back to money supply in one way or the other, especially when you're comparing the trends between the M0, M1, M2. Well, this is not a session for me to explain the different terms. Let's just go at it, then the trade. So I'm going to quickly jump to tool number 2. So tool number 2 brings all of this together for you, right? This is tool number 2. Let me quickly give you the link. So this is my tool number 2, right? And this tool number 2, I kind of use it more than tool number 1 because I put tool number 2 is something we built ourselves. So I had carefully aggregated together, in one dashboard, being an analytics person, I didn't need to do a website like those guys. I had to do something that is closer to the way I want to consume the data. So you will notice that a lot of those information that for you as a Nigerian, let me say an average Nigerian, if you're in the investment sector, maybe you work in the banking sector or an investment firm, then you might want to keep track of a lot more things. But then for someone, an average Nigerian who plays the financial market and who just wants to keep track of the very, very critical ones, right? This, for me, is what I thought you need to be abreast of. So I'm going to share the link. I've shared it. Okay, great. So let me explain what you are seeing here. I'm going to take a bit of my time in explaining this one because I have a hand in building it. So I can thoroughly explain what everything is meant to do for you and how you should use the information that are being displayed here. I've shared the link. I hope you've seen it. You can always use it. It's free of charge. At a point, we are doing a way for us to send it directly to people. So some people showed interest, and then every day they get an email like a snapshot of these. But it worked, but it wasn't neat. At some point, some people felt maybe we were spamming them or something. So we had to stop. We had to not give that option again. So let me quickly show you what you are seeing here. Every day, when you come here, it shows for yesterday. So yesterday is Saturday 29th, right? Markets did not trade yesterday. So these figures you are seeing are for the last trading day, which is obviously is Friday, right? Okay, good. Then what other thing? You would also see at this bottom side. So at this upper right side. So at this upper right side, upper left side, you see the gainers. So which companies that traded the last trading day, what were their stock price gains and losses? So obviously the top gainer, as you can see here, is Ikeja Hotel, then they followed by Royalex, and like that you can scroll down to see them more. Okay, so I can scroll down to see more results. Okay, and then on this right side are the ones who lost, so the top losers, as they commonly say. Okay, so you'll see them here. Now, what are you seeing as these arrows? This red, green, and yellow, these are buy signals. So these are signals that uses the moving, we call it the simple moving average. So they use the simple moving average to show you, okay, over the last couple of weeks and a few months, who has been going up consistently, who has been going down consistently. Okay, so that can give you an idea into which company is trading, is seeing an uptrend, and which one is seeing a downtrend. Okay, so that's this part, this upper section. And then if you look at the lower section, this is where many people even want to keep track of. They like to check this. Do it again, and then this is what draws most people's attention. This is what for them is the big use. So this one, great. This is the parallel markets. So parallel markets. So this is the parallel market FX rates. That's what you are seeing on this left side. So that's the dollar to naira, the buy rates, the sell rates, the pounds, the euro, and every day. So this is picking directly from Aboki FX. So if you, pretty much everybody consider Aboki FX to be a reputable, reliable proxy for the parallel market. Then unemployment rates, as you can see, is crazy high. Like 1/3 of all of us in Nigeria are jobless or unemployed. That's what that is signaling. Then the interest rates, we all know what this uses, the MPR rate. So this is the government MPR rate, the CBN monetary policy rate, which kinds of sets the baseline for pretty much every other thing. If you're going to borrow money, no lender in Nigeria is going to borrow you less than this. So that's normally the thing. They can always get this. A bank can always get this off keeping their money with the federal government, reserves. So, and inflation rates. So again, this shows you what our current inflation is. The money supply. So this is the most liquid money supply. Then this followed by M1, so which involves assets, some kind of tradable assets, and then the M2 is, I think there's also M3, which is the broadest, but I'm keeping track of the M0, the M1, and the M2. Again, for those who use it, they understand it. For me, I just keep watch of the movement. Then capital flow. So obviously, we all are not surprised that there's capital outflow. People want to take their money out in dollars out of Nigeria because everybody thinks things will get worse as regards naira to dollar. Well, I hear people are saying that they just want to wait out this current government before they bring back capital inflow. And then lending rate, this is the MPR, the prime lending rate. Yeah, prime lending rate is going to go up. So this is not yet reflective. The reason why it's a bit this low is, if you remember, federal government bonds, treasury bills have been crazy low. It's just recently going up. So that brought down the prime lending rates. So you see companies like Nigerian breweries, even MTN, and a lot of them that are issuing bonds. They're issuing bonds at 10% coupon rate, 11% coupon rate, which You know, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, nobody, because federal government was paying a lot more than that. So it's going to go up anyway. So that's why most of those companies quickly tapped into the opportunity to raise commercial paper, and they know it's going up and they might not be able to get it at that low rate again. And monthly import, monthly export, as you know, we import more than we export. The external debt, so everybody knows our debt is ballooning, but then not everybody knows the actual figure. So you can always come here and keep track of what the actual figure is. Then a crude oil price, which has been going up, which ordinarily should be a good thing. But then, as we know, thanks to subsidy, is now looking like a bad thing that oil price is going up. And then I've mentioned the bond yield. If you look at this, right, if I go to what was here, you will see that they are the same amount, same figure. Where is it? 13.21. So that's why I say that you find what I usually use and aggregated them into this one place for everybody. So you can always see it here. You don't have to now go here and be going from page to page. Okay. And then cash reserve ratio. So what the government has mandated, what CBN has mandated banks to always keep as reserve, as a portion of their customer deposit with them. So 27.5. So that's the current one. Then the FX reserve is 34.95. Last year, this was taking a lot of attention because we all know that it was going down and we're afraid. We all know that once it gets to like 30, I think there's a particular figure, CBN says, then we'll be in trouble of fulfilling, like external parties will be really wary of doing transaction with our financial institutions because they will be afraid that they might not be able to meet their there's a word for it. So most of the time when we're doing all these payments, all these foreign payment, it's not really like your dollar is moving. It's all a trust system, a trust that yes, when they need to call up that dollar, you know, it's there, but not that your actual dollar moved. So when you deposit your dollar in your DOM account, it didn't really move. When I even say move, it didn't even probably even move digitally too. So it's a very interesting system. But then the key thing is that there is this amount, this value, I think it's 3 months cover, or there's a particular number of months they call it. Now, once we fall below that, you know, it becomes a bit trickier, even more difficult for our own financial institutions to engage in their normal SWIFT transfers. So people always, you know, get worried. Even CBN becomes really, really worried when it gets to that level. Well, somehow they've managed to keep it a bit steadily above. At one time it was 33, and now it's going back up. Then the oil price in dollars, the petroleum pump price in dollars. Maybe I should change it to Naira because I don't think anybody really cares about it in dollars, especially now that our dollar keeps, you know, gaining in value. So you can always give me feedbacks, suggestions, because we internally control how this displays. So if you feel like before, this was showing this for FX rate was showing CBN, and then someone like you gave us feedback, a couple of people actually. So the feedback was overwhelming, and then we removed it and put the parallel market. So if you give us feedback, we can always adjust to show what you would like to see or modify. So if you think you prefer to see the petrol price, you know, if you prefer to see this petrol price in Naira rather than in dollars, yeah, we can work on it. Then in the NSE return rates, what has it been? The NSE return rate over last 1 year, over the last 5 years, actually it's gone up in the last 1 year. But the problem was because it went down really that last year. So, you know, you'll notice that over 5 years, it's even gone, it's not as high as what that happened between last year and this year. Then our oil production rate, gold reserve, our FDI, foreign direct investment, GDP growth, actually it's now higher than this. We need to update it. We were supposed to update it last week, but something happened with our backend. So I was thinking of doing it this morning, but then I was short of time again. So you should be seeing the newer value. The newer value is 1.1%. Okay, so that came out like last week. It was really recently released it. Then this is our GDP in dollars. Our ease of doing business is really poor. Okay, so this is one screen to show you all those things that sometimes it's good to keep track of all at once. Okay, and I've shared with you the link. You can always access for free. So I won't take too much time on explaining the other page. So it has 7 pages. If you go to the second page, so this second page, let it load. It's purely for stocks. So if you are someone into stock market, then this is maybe where you want to come next to and see how the companies you have invested in on a comparative basis, how are they doing? So you'll see for the last trading day, what was the price they closed at? What was the price difference? Was it an up or down? Did they gain? Did they lose? And then looking at this simple moving average, 1 month versus 3 months, are they going up? Are they on a short-term price increase trend, uptrend, or a short-term downtrend? So that's what this one shows you. So if you want to buy, you might not want to buy a company that is on a short trend, on a downtrend. So that's what I usually use this for. When I want to buy, like for instance, now I want to buy Access Bank. I've been looking at a lot of things. Yesterday is what, Saturday? Was it yesterday? No, Friday. So on Friday, I went to about 6 different banks. Yeah, about 6 different banks. I needed to withdraw from a euro dollar card, a euro foreign card. Let me use that word, right? GTB works, but GTB didn't work that Friday. Well, it didn't work because they were out of money. They're always either out of money or there's crowd there. So, but then Zenny Bank was saying it was going to deduct 1,400 naira as extra charge for me withdrawing from that euro card. And which other ones? I went to FCMB, it didn't work. I went to Providus, it didn't work. But guess what? I went to Access Bank and it worked and it didn't deduct extra money. So there are a lot of things I try to do online sometimes that Access Bank works and sometimes others don't work. And they keep buying other banks, right? Very soon it's going to show up. It's going to show up in their performance. So for me, I've been looking at all those trends and they are very innovative. I had to go and they have this startup section, startup community where they call it African Foundry. So I was even like a guest faculty to, they kind of do, it's an incubator program to help startups and all of that. So they are doing a lot that for me, I know someday is going to reflect in their performance. So now if I want to buy, I'll just come here and take a look at it and say, oh, it's on an uptrend. So that means this is not a bad time to buy. You don't want to buy something that is coming down because when you buy it and you go and check your price tomorrow, it has gone down. You want to wait a bit and be sure maybe at least it's not coming down. Maybe it's yellow, like BSS Cement is yellow, a couple other ones. So anyway, that's how I use these. I'm just trying to bring some practical explanation to you. And then if you are into fundamental analysis, then you know the meaning of price to earning ratio. So sometimes we use this to know if a company is really, really undervalued. If I'm looking at Aiko Insurance now, this is really undervalued. It means if you buy Aiko Insurance, right, within 2 years, you get back your money and earning. So it's now for you to check what is their dividend payout rate. I don't think we have a dividend payout rate. So that one is on another tool. I will show you the other tool where we keep track of the dividend payout. Is it there? I don't know if, anyway, we have a tool in-house, but I don't know if, it's there. Well, we'll check. I'm not so certain. So then, the earnings per share and all of that, the volume, you don't want to buy into a company that the volume is really low. Say, for instance, that's bad. You'll be careful if you're buying into Airtel because if you want to sell, you might not see anybody to sell to. Let me look for another company. Like I won't buy into Champion Brewery. You can see the volume is low. You know what they call when you are the big person in the room, the elephant in the room. You want to go out, you are the only one, you place trade for 1 month, nobody is taking the other side of your trade. That's a bad thing. The value, the 52 weeks low, 50 days moving average, 200 days moving average, So these are things that if you're into fundamental analysis or even just into stocks analysis buying, you want to take a look at this before you do at least a buy, maybe a sell. You can do a sell once you meet your goal, but for a buy, you want to check some bit of information here and there. So this can be very, very useful. And then page number 3. So this one goes graphical. Similar, not as detailed as that one, but not a tabular form. So this one, like for me now, like I mentioned about the Access Bank, and I can take a look at this and use this to take a look at what the price trend has been. So for me, I'm really more motivated to want to buy it. I'm not seeing any uptrend on it. That means I'm not late to the game. So for me, I like that. I like to come early to games. I've been buying. I used to buy stocks when they are low. Last year, I bought oil. I bought crude oil, and it has more than doubled in price. I bought also transportation, airline shares, and they've gone up seriously because when something is down, like they say, when you are down, the only way up, where to go next is up, right? We usually say it as motivation stuff, but then it also applies in every aspect of your life. As long as I know what is making the thing down is a temporal circumstance, then I take advantage. I'm patient. I don't want to see. It's not like I'm eager to see the up today, tomorrow. But as long as I know it will come up, then great. So let me see what other company am I even. Maybe instead of just talking about Access Bank, another company that I've always had in mind is Beta Glass. So they manufacture every FMCG in Nigeria that uses glass to package their products, right? I think they are the owners of Frigo Glass. Let me just confirm that. Beta Glass. And Frigo Glass. I think they are the owner. Frigo Glass. Yeah, so that's exactly. So Frigo Glass is the parent company. Beta Glass is the name it's being called in Nigeria. So yeah, great. They manufacture all your bottled stuffs, be it Coke, beer, all those things. They just have the monopoly. I don't think they have any significant competition. So, and we all know in Nigeria, we are a growing consumption country. And those things are things that people keep buying more and more of. So, and they have price control and blah, blah. So for me, there has always been a company I love. I've not seen it reflect in the price yet, but that's just it. I always have it in mind and like that. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the next. I'm just trying to show you how I look at what is happening on the ground. I come here and look at how it's reflected in the price. Insurance companies are selling at crazy low prices, but I don't know what will happen in the sector. I don't know if we all know our insurance is below par compared to other countries, right? But then I don't know what will happen in the short to medium term. Who is going under, I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't know who is going to take a loss for last year, what will happen. So I'm waiting out that in uncertainty, before I start moving into there. So when I want to move into, I will now start checking, okay, who are the big guys? Unfortunately, the biggest guys is not here, Leadway. Leadway Insurance, yes, they are the king in that sector. So you just have to make do with the other ones like AXA Mansard and like that. So let me just take a look at Mansard. Thank God I sold my shares in it. It's been battered recently, really, really been battered. I might even go back in if I see their final year-end report and see last year reported as well. So I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm just trying to show you how, when I see these things, I begin to tie them back to actionable things for me as someone active in the financial markets. And those who are interested in technical analysis, then this is where they begin to look at the signal. So I use a signal that is not too complicated and is always true. And when I say it's true, it doesn't have many false negatives. It's kind of very dependable. It's not complicated, it's not complex. Anybody can read it. Once it's green, it means you are it's an uptrend. If it's red, it's a downtrend. And so you don't want to buy when it's a downtrend, because when it starts going down, it usually goes down way more before it will come back up. So if it's going up, then you want to buy, because typically it stays up for some time. But when it's going down, imagine the thing was there and you want to, you will be down all this almost a year. So it's better you buy when it's going green. Then when it's going down, if you are very meticulous, you sell. When you want to, I'm very terrible with selling anyway. So I just use it to make my buy decision. All right, so I'm going to move on to, because I have other tools to show you. So for those interested in the actual financial statement, so this is where you come and then you take a look at it. So I have a team member who is updating this. If I George his name, and he's not here on this session, but done a very amazing work. So he keeps track of, downloads the company's financial statements, it uploads them, so I can see. So like this is Access Bank, so I can see. Let's take a look. Revenue dropped, profit dropped, gross profit dropped. Let's look at net profits. Net profit actually went up, so this is not bad. I'm going to definitely buy into the Access Bank. So let me go take a look at which other one did I mention that time? Beta Glass. So let's see what happened. Then AXA Mansard. Let me see if he has done for Beta Glass. Okay, he hasn't done for Beta Glass. So let's go see AXA Mansard. Okay, this is AXA Mansard. Awesome, it's done for AXA Mansard. So let's take a look at their interest expense. See, it went up because a lot of people made more claims. So you see, let's see what about net income? Like my bros didn't do net income. Oh, okay, the arrangement has scattered. Yeah. I need to go tell him that too. The arrangement has scattered. So anyway, revenue is showing on that. Revenue went up, gross profit went up. What is the net? Interestingly, net income went up. That's interesting. Okay, I have to go and verify that very well. Just go read it up. You can see interest expense went up. So anyway, that's what I use this for, right? And then this also is for someone interested in the financials. So you can pick a company and run a comparison. So if I'm into, what is it that people like to compare? Okay, people like to compare Nigerian BDs and Guinness. So let's say I come in here, I check everything. I uncheck these. I am going to go uncheck these. Then I'm going to go check Nigerian breweries and Guinness. So where is Guinness? Guinness Nigeria and Nigerian breweries. So I want to compare the two and see who should I buy into. So Nigerian breweries is in the lighter shade of color. I'm not good with color, so I don't know what color these are. I can see that this is based on what? Let's go pick. Let's start with, let me start with revenue. Revenue. Start with revenue. How come I'm not seeing revenue? Fixed asset, dividend yield, current assets, gross profit. Okay, I think I need to click a lot more. So I think we are getting the operating profit, price to earning. Okay, it's done alphabetical order. So this is revenue. So once I click on revenue, it looks like this is bad for Nigerian breweries. Nigerian breweries revenue is dropping. This is a very terrible thing. For your revenue to be dropping is a very, very bad signal. Whereas Nigerian breweries revenues go, at least went up marginally. Then let's take a look at total assets. If I take a look at total assets, let's see again. Yeah, Nigerian breweries asset is going up. What other thing do we typically look at? Net profit, net income. By the way, why is this? Wait. Net income, they made a loss. Oh, very big loss. So I'm not going to go near Guinness at all. You know, I can see here that they're not doing fine at all. Okay, so these are how I use these things. Anyway, and for some people who are even interested in academic analysis, it's not like you want to buy it. You just want to know what's the revenue for a company and all. I'll show you. You can use this. Maybe you just need to plot the chart and all of that. This can help you. But if you need the raw data, I'm going to show you what you will use. So if you need the raw data, by the way, for those into signals, Seplat is kind of going up. Nigerian BDS is doing good. Anyway, if you are into have I given us this? Yeah. So if you are into, you want the real figures, you don't just want to look at the analysis already done, right? Then what do you use? So you can go to Excel Online. Excel Online. So if you go to Excel Online, I go to Excel Online. Why is it taking time to come up? It's asking me to log in. So if I log in, this is account. Okay, great. So just click on the new blank new Excel, right? So why I'm showing you this on Excel Online, it's always there on Excel Online. You don't have to worry about your version of Excel. I will show you also on normal Excel, okay? But in case you have issues with version, or like I said, Excel Online, you can even access it on your tablet, on your iPad, and all of these things will work. So that's why I want to show you this on Excel Online, first of all. And so what do? So when you are here, you go to Insert, then you go to Add-in, Office Add-ins. Normally you go to Store, because for you under my add-in, usually you will have no zero there. You won't have anything there, so you have to go to Store. So you go to Store, it's coming up, and Store. Now why is it taking this long? So this thing I'm sharing, let me give you the link. So this is the link for the number 3. So this one helps you to grab the raw data itself. So it won't be like this other one I just finished showing you, that the charts are done. This one, you're able to look at the raw data yourself. The administrator. Okay, great. So just type Nigeria, right? And search, and you'll see Nigerian market data. Click on Add, Continue, and boom, it shows up here. And when you click on it, you see this menu pop up, right? So when this menu pops up, right, now pretty much everything that you are seeing here, and even more than that, you are going to be able to access here. So I want to know what the exchange rate is. Boom, I click on it, I see the exchange rate. Oh, I'm an accountant, or I need to find out what the exchange rate was at the close of month in February 2021. What do I do? Okay, 2021, February 28, I type it, right? And then I go to this FX rate and I click on what was the rate on that highlighted date. Boom, it comes up, right? I want to see what the rate was exactly today, 2 years ago. What was today, 2 years ago? Today, 2 years ago is 2019, and that is 05/30. So May 30, 2019, what was our exchange rate? You know, parallel market exchange rate. I click on it, I go here, and I click. Don't disappoint me. Great, boom, you see, it comes up. So this one can be a lot more useful for those of us that are more in the analytics space. So you don't have to be looking at graphs or looking at just yesterday. You can go back. You can be able to tell it, I want to see 3 years ago. I want to see, I think I have it 5 or 6 years ago. You know, if you type a data is too far back, you will know it won't show you anything anyway. So that's how I use it. So this is a very terrible thing, because it means that if you had kept your money in dollars 2 years ago, without you investing in stocks at all, right? Let's see what your return will have been. This country is making things more difficult for the rest of us that are staying. Your money will have grown 36%. Even the exchange, the stock market did not grow this high. Even bonds and all of them, didn't give this in 2 years. This is amazing. This is bad anyway. So it is understandable when people are not wanting to keep their money in Naira anymore. Then let's go to other things. So even bonds, I mean stocks and bonds, you can click on it, and this time around you're going to get the I clicked on it now. Yesterday. Okay, great. I was like, didn't I click on it? So it shows you the actual figures. So if I'm someone who I'm an investor and I want to compare what kind of what will I have in, what would I have bought last year that will have given me the maximum return? So what do? I could have come in here. It could be maybe as maybe I'm a financial analyst. I want to do a report and I want to just see what all of those comparisons will be. Instead of you going out of your Excel, you just click, this same day last year, what was the stock market prices this same day last year? So I say highlighted dates. Gonna come up, huh? I think the web one is slower than on the computer. So see, I'm seeing the return, as that, and you can put a filter. You can come in here and add a filter. Why is my filter not coming up? Okay, great. And I can say, oh, you know what? I'm interested in a particular sector, not everything. I'm interested in the banking sector. So I'm going to see the banks, right? And then I can be able to say, okay, what's their prices? And I can do the same here too and compare the prices anyway. So I want to move on. As you can see, you can also do for GDP growth, and it will show you what our GDP growth has been, over the going as far back as 1980. So you can see this country has not been doing very well. We're having single-digit growth and minors and growth and minors and all, whereas inflation and population has been going up a lot faster. Then you can see our inflation too, going as far back as going now 2007. What other things? So you can check them all out. Now, what about where you have Excel, right? So how can you access this also on your Excel? It's the same thing too. On Excel, right? You just go to Insert, you go to Add-ins, and then you click on Store, and you type Nigeria market data. Type Nigeria, just type Nigeria. We're the only ones that Nigeria is in our name. We're probably Nigerian. So if you type Nigeria here, it's going to come up. Click hard. I'm not going to click hard because I've already done that and I've shown you how to do it on the web one anyway. It's the same process. Once you click it, it pops up here. And all those things you saw me do, you can do them here. If you want to see what our crude oil production is, click it. And it's going to show you our oil production going as far back as our monthly oil production in million barrels, in thousands of barrels anyway, kilo barrels, going as far back as 1987. So actually our oil production has reduced. In the 2005, it was really high. It was 2.4, million barrels per day average. But now we are like 1.5, 1.4, and too bad. And what other thing? Unemployment rates. Something is wrong with this figure here. We need to update this figure. It should be current rate is 33%. So good, I'm seeing that. Bond yield and all those things. You can see the bond yield is. So all those information are there. Okay, someone's hand is up. Yeah, Muyiwa, yes, sir. You can ask your question.
Thanks, Mike. I wanted to confirm if you are sharing your screen because I can't see your screen.
Ah, yes, I am. Is it like you've not been seeing it all this while, or it just went off recently?
No, since I joined.
Wow, since you joined. Oh, yeah. Oh, what about others? Are you able to see my screen?
You can see your screen. The screen is visible.
Yes. Yeah, I can see your screen.
I will just stop. Unfortunately, we are at the end. But anyway, you can take advantage of the recording too. What about now, Mr. Muyiwa? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see
Ah?
Yeah, I can see it now. Thank you.
Yeah, I wish you had mentioned long ago, because it doesn't take me time to do. One more tool, right? One more tool. Thanks. Thanks, Ayodej. Thanks a lot for the kudos. So there's one more tool that, let me just show you. Maybe I'll show you how I use it, but let me share with you the tool link. So tool number 3. Tool number 3 is the padding. I think I've shared tool. Okay, I've shared that one. So tool number 4 then. Tool number 4 is this one. Then I will show you how I'm using it personally. So let me put it in the chat box. So this is tool number 4. I use this to build my own stock portfolio. So let me explain how you're supposed to use it. By the way, what's a portfolio? A portfolio is you saying, I want to invest 40% in stocks, 20% in bonds, 20% in real estate, maybe 20% in something else, right? So a portfolio is like your investment strategy. If you don't have a portfolio, a strategy, then that's really bad. You'll be making mistakes. You'll be like those people crying right now because maybe US stocks went down, or because crypto went down, because one asset type went down. Why? Maybe that's where they put all of their money. You are not supposed to put all your money in one. You've all heard, don't put all your money in one, all your eggs in one basket. Some people don't understand that it doesn't mean don't buy only one asset type, one security. They'll be like, buy a lot of companies. No, it also means don't put all your money in one asset type. There is real estate, there is bonds, there is stocks. Even when it comes to stocks, there's US stocks, there's foreign stocks, there's Nigerian stocks. When it comes to, so there are a whole lot of major asset classes. And then you now start saying, I will show you mine anyway. Then you say, I want to put this portion here, put that portion there. That should be the beginning of your investment planning, right? And then this one helps you with at least with the stocks one. Okay, so let me show you how it works. There's the sheet for foreign stocks, there's the sheet for Nigerian stocks, right? So if I go to the foreign stocks, so maybe you are an investor in, if you click here, if you don't know, you can click here and you see the list of companies, but you need to know the acronym for your company. So let's say you are an investor in AMC, right? AMC. It's actually AMC, not AMCI. AMC. Yeah. So let's say you're an investor in AMC. once you plug the name of the company, right, instantly you will see to bring out the current price. Then you will now put, okay, when did you buy the stock? So I bought in year, so maybe I bought on this day on the 10th of April 2021. And what price did I buy? Maybe I bought $20. Right? So instantly this starts tracking for you your return, your nominal return, your return in an annualized way. So you can be seeing your annual return. Then it will show the price to any. So this company does not have, maybe they are loss making. So maybe that's why this is showing as 0. It will show the beta of the company. It will show the volatility. So this company is a very highly volatile company. You know, it's even more volatile than Tesla. Interesting. So you will now write how many shares did you buy. So maybe you bought 100 units of shares, right? So this will instantly calculate for you your value. It will instantly calculate for you, you know, your something has gone wrong. Okay, so it will instantly calculate. Give me 10 seconds. I need to switch off my inverter to pick up so that it does. It's better I do it when it goes down. It becomes trickier, and then I'll start using it MTN data that is not reliable. So my fiber is better, so I didn't want the inverter to go off. All right, so where did I stop? So it starts tracking all of this for you, right? So every day you just come to this sheet, and for me, what I do is I even shows up on my, you know, if you have Google app on your phone, all I go to is I go to my Google Sheets. How do I make this thing showing on the screen? Spotlights. Spotlight me. So great. So I want to show you how I'm using this on my phone. Can you see my screen? Can you see my phone screen? Can anybody reply me?
Yes.
Yes, but it's not clear.
It's not very
It's not
clear.
clear. Yes,
Okay,
not clear.
I know what to do. Don't worry, I'm going to change. So exit spotlights. I'm going to use. So I want to show you how I'm using this. There is my phone. Phone. Great. So I'm going to do. I think, yeah, this is it. We need permission. Yes, take permission. So my screen is going to come up. So while it's coming up, let me show you for Nigerian stocks, right? I hope you can still see my screen, my normal computer screen. So for Nigerian stocks.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Michael.
Yes,
please,
sir.
can you send the link for, I've missed a lot. Maybe the various links that you have sent, including the templates you are using and all that. So
Okay, I will send them.
I'm just joining now to the chat. Thank you very much.
All right, so I will resend them.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And the same thing too is what I do for the Nigerian stocks. I just come here, pick the ticker. So I pick the ticker of the company. So maybe I bought into Dangote Cement. Instantly, the price will come up. You will have to type the name. So I didn't. So you know what? Let me just show you what the things you'll be typing in this one. The things in yellow are the things you have to provide. This one will be automatically provided for you. This one will be all the yellow. The other ones, don't worry. They will be automatically provided for you. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I use this. How you will use it is you go to File. You will now say make a copy. So once you say make a copy, right? Then, so once you say make a copy, make a copy, file, make a copy, it will now personalize it for you. So it won't be, because you can't edit this. This one is read-only. If I let you edit it, everybody will be seeing your own portfolio, which I don't think you will like that, right? So you make a copy will help you to personalize it to your own Google Drive and all, and you can. So that was what I did. And so let me show you my own copy. So if I go to investment, portfolio, my investment portfolio. So this is how I used it. So I even went ahead to now create a summary sheet in my own case and say, okay, I have, this is not accurate anymore anyway. My money is not up to this. So I have, this is my own portfolio. Do I zoom? Let me zoom here. I hope you can see this a bit clear. Let me see if I can zoom it. Control plus. Okay, great. So for me, I said I'm going to do allocation, portfolio allocation 20, 20, 20, 40, right? So I'm going to be like US stocks 20%. You see, I'm almost close to it for the US stocks. Cryptocurrency 20%. I sold my cryptocurrency last year, December. It was sad anyway, because this 2,000 you are seeing here is from 600 naira that I had here December, $600 that I had. So if I had left my around $5,000 or $4,000 there, maybe by now it would be 20. At one point it will actually have been 20, but now it has come down. Maybe it will be like 10,000 or 12,000 USD. But that's life anyway. Nigerian stocks. I had to buy a laptop, so I sold some of this. I'm going to buy a crazy expensive laptop. I think what I have there is not up to this amount. Maybe it's like this. So this one is meant to be 20. That's why I sold from it anyway, because it's overweight already. I want to reduce it and move more into the crypto space. Real estate is also overweight, but my stuff is 40%. And so now, how is this automatic, right? And remember what I said, on my phone too, all I just do is I go on my sheets and then where is it? I type investment. So this makes life easy for me, because on my phone too, all I just do is I just open it and I see as it is. So on the phone, okay, the phone is connected to, but then how did I use it? So remember what I showed you, that page that I showed you here, this one, this is it here now. So for me, I just add my own. Oh, I have this. I put the day I bought them. I put the prices I bought them at. I put the blah blah and all the other things calculate, and then I will see what my portfolio value is. What is the active return? So my active return is 34%. What's the S&P 500 active return? So I actually beat the S&P 500. What's my portfolio return? What's my Sharpe ratio? What's my beta? So these ones are a bit more academic. The key thing is you want which ones are doing well. So right now, the market. Hello? Apologies, somebody called my phone and the data, you know what happens when someone calls you and that's the phone you're using for your data. So back to here, I'm rounding up anyway. One you put and every other thing we calculate, so it will show you, you know, how much gain or loss. So for instance, I only have 131,000 gain over the last 2 years, which is a very poor return, but I've been getting a lot of dividend anyway. So this is not like a true value. The dividend has been really nice actually, and the portfolio return. So I will round up here. I just wanted to let you see how, for me, this thing that looks, some people used to not understand how they are going to use it. I use it heavily because I created it for myself actually, and then I said, let me create a version that I can share with everybody. So that's the end. Then the one for real estate, that one doesn't change. So the one we go there and we now change the price yourself and write something there. So I'm going to reshare the links and then we're going to end it right now. Can we have the link to that's the one I shared last, I think. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, okay, someone has even helped me to share the link again. So let me just number them. So these are the links. These are the links. So let me just write this is for the stocks. investment portfolio. So apologies for the, I thank God I'm done anyway. So any questions, huh? So I just wrap up with questions. Any questions? So any questions? Let's just wrap up with questions then, since I'm done with my presentation. So any question from anyone? Any questions? I hope you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so any questions, or you're all good? Okay, so in the absence of questions, I guess I can say thank you for joining today's session. Apologies for the, I have like 4 sources of internet. And I just don't know. When you have backup and the main one, and everybody is just feeling you. So that is what it is. So thank you very much, and hope to see you next week. As usual, please don't forget that you can always access our previous sessions, recording of the last sessions. You can always access, I'm sharing the link now. And I've already shared, and my colleague has also already shared the links of the resources too that we used. So I guess that is, let me just, so I'm just going to put the link of the YouTube. It seems easier to put on this other device. Recorded session. Control V, great. So I've put that in the chat box, great. I think that you must have sent. Have you seen the links? Have you seen the link in the chat box of the recording of all the previous sessions? And even this one will be up by tomorrow, hopefully. So join us by 5 p.m. for the other sessions. Let me just share my screen on this device. Okay, share my device. Great. So by 5 o'clock, not our usual 4, 5, in case you've been following us before now. For this particular one, it's 5. We'll be having the popular Chandu. I don't know if many of you know Chandu, but he's very popular in the Excel space, and he's going to be presenting to us. We've been trying to get him since last year. So you don't want to miss that if you ask me. So I'm going to share that link for you to be able to be part of it. By the way, can you please confirm that you see the things I'm sharing on the chat box? I know I have a bit of an issue with my internet, but hopefully, let me try and send from the other device. For the videos, then for the Chandu session, let me repost it. And that is all. So once I post it, I'm going to end the meeting right now. Internet has gone off again. So thank you very, very much, and see you next week. Okay, so bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.